What's good, Soul Family? I just want to remind someone today, okay? If you're growing through something, if you're in a season where a new version of you is emerging from circumstances that have been unfavorable, I'm here to remind you that a bad chapter does not equal a bad book. The book of your life, the story of your life does not end with the bad chapter. Oftentimes we can get so immersed in the story that we become attached to the characters. And by characters, I don't just mean the people, places, and things that present themselves in our book. It can also mean the character in which we've been in the book. In that chapter, we can become so attached to it that we think that that is the only form and only direction in which the narrative of our lives can go. So family, in the process of utilizing certain universal laws, this one in particular that I love here on this channel is the law of assumption. In the process of utilizing the law of assumption, Soul Family, you recognize that your book is infinite. Who you can be is infinite. The most potent law of the universe, other than the law of gravity, the law of balance, I could go on, is the law of assumption, Soul Family. Whatever you assume to be true about yourself and your story, Soul Family, that is what the universe is going to work to bring more of into your experience, to prove that element of truth to you. And I'm very particular with my words here, because that element of truth is exactly what that is, because whatever you believe to be true is an element of truth. It is a mere fragment, however, of the true reality of what is, and you can choose to focus on that fragment, or you can work with other universal laws to fine-tune what you actually want to experience in your perception of reality. I've mentioned before that there are over 8 billion people, maybe more, of course more. But over 8 billion people on this planet, and each and every individual that's going on along their own path, experiencing their own version of reality from their mere fragment. And each of their realities is a truth of the whole of consciousness. And each and every single individual's mindset determines how they see and experience their version of reality. And your version of reality can be altered by simply experiencing something different. So when I'm sharing these things with you, Soul Family, and you're in periods of time where you think, wow, this is really the end of my story, this is where my story ends, is this as good as it gets? The moment you find yourself in phases like that, consider them beautiful moments. Consider those beautiful moments in which you are now presented with the opportunity to define the next chapter. The moment you ask yourself, is this really as good as it gets? You have a duty to yourself to prove otherwise. Remember, Soul Family, you are the author and the finisher of your life. You are, in essence, a fragment of the highest form of consciousness that has chosen to experience life through your vessel. You work with God, Divine Source Consciousness, to bring forth into your experience the things that you want to manifest, the things that you want to experience in this lifetime. And you have a duty to yourself and to those who will come through you, those who you will meet along the way, to embody that divine king, that divine queen energy that creative energy, that co-creative energy, that energy that works with universal consciousness that is directly linked to God source consciousness. You cannot be fearful in this time. You cannot fall into the trap of that false evidence appearing real, soul family. You've got to set your intentions on what you want to experience, how you want to experience them. And every time the opportunity comes up where you're being put in a position where you may need to compromise that, soul family, all the more reason to fine tune. So yes, you may be transitioning out of a period of time in your life where your chapter hasn't gone the way in which you have experienced or desired to experience, pardon me. But that's not the end, soul family. It's merely the beginning. The beginning of time where you can say, I am awake and I am aware, and I am actively choosing the experiences that I want to go forth with in my life. Okay, so soul family, if you have any questions, as always, you know what to do. One love, be love. You know we see love. I be blessed.